Mr. Horatio, thanks for joining us. Could you please start by quickly introducing yourself and your company?
Nice to meet you, Mr. Balak. My name is Horatio Kim. I am CEO of NDS Solution. Let me briefly introduce our company. Our company, NDS means Network Digital Signage. So since established the year 2008, we have been doing only digital signage business. So we have two software. First one is a content management software we call the QSign. With the QSign, if there is some content, video, image, text, or website, you can make a schedule and broadcasting and to control some display, kiosk, or TV, LED, video, or whatever. And we have another software we call the Q Wayfinder. This is a mobile phone. In the 5 or 6 years ago, before iPhone, this is just a phone call. Now, touch application. So with our Q Wayfinder software, you can create interactive application, not for mobile phone, but for some big screen, the kiosk or LED. So Q Wayfinder is a interactive touch application authoring software. Q Wayfinder also developed already 7 years ago. So since last 7 years, we have done almost 30 projects, not only in Korea, but also in Middle East, China, and Singapore, USA. So, and on top of that, recent 2 years, we received another Korean government R&D money, around $700,000. We updated 2 software, make it a cloud version. So we are now ready to service to globally our 2 software. And we also producer of the interactive kiosk. We can make some interactive kiosk, indoor kiosk, outdoor kiosk, LED. So we have some hardware solution, we have software solution. So NDS Solution is a total digital signage solution providers.
Could you please tell us more about your geographic focus? Which countries do you operate in?
When I started digital signage business, already 13 years ago, we developed content management software QSign. So our software supported 15 different languages. 15 different languages means Arabic language, Chinese language, French, Germany. That means our software supporting area, we have partners. So when I started 10 years ago, our geographic target market is everywhere. But what I'm thinking, we are not a big company like Samsung or LG. So I think it's better to focus in certain area. So we are focusing right now, Asian territory and especially Middle East, because our main product right now is Wayfinder. Wayfinder means, if we have a Google map, then when we go out with a satellite Google map, I can go everywhere quite easy. But what if inside the mall, inside the building, we need maybe we don't have a Google. Google is not working inside the building. Then with our Q Wayfinder software, we can easy to make where is Starbucks, where is McDonald's. So that's why, Middle East, so everywhere huge hot. So that's why a big shopping mall, every building is a big size. So that's why they need some kiosk and display and Wayfinder. So now we are more focusing on Middle East. And, Korea and Singapore and China, I think those countries are more easy to adapt high technology. But Europe and America, they will take this kind of device and software, but they have to buy from Asian side. So kiosk in Korea, maybe $3,000, but kiosk in USA and Europe, $10,000. Because of this kind of region, at first we are now more focusing on Asian territory, Korea, Singapore, and Hong Kong, and Middle East. Those area is my first target area.
Okay, great. Could you tell us more about the growth of your company since you started?
NDS Solution is not a big company. We have a total 12 members, 3 software engineer, 2 graphic designer, and 2 hardware assembler, and 3 marketing and human resources. We are not a big company, but as I mentioned, NDS Solution, 13 people only focusing on digital signage. Even the Samsung, they have 100 employees, but digital signage department maybe same as 7 or 8 or 10. When this solution over last 13 years, we are doing only digital signage. So in terms of digital signage industry, we are one of a big company. So we have a CMS, we have a QA authoring software, we have kiosk made in Korea, made in China. So anyway, we are not a big company. Our target market is one server software. For example, some maybe Starbucks, McDonald's, control 1,000 or 10,000 screen. That market is not our target market. That market maybe Samsung or LG, big company. Our target market, some maybe inside of big building, museum, hospital, library, or bank, or airport, but some area video world, some area LED, some area kiosk. But one software control different size screen, and inside they need some touch application, database connection, wayfinding, ticketing. So that kind of touch application development is our main target market. Customizing. So those areas we already have over 30 templates in Korea and Middle East and China and Singapore.
Could you tell me a bit more about what makes NDS different from other players? What are your strong points?
6 or 7 years ago, what I'm thinking, digital signage market is application market, because we are not a big company. So what kind of application good for the market? But I'm thinking the ordering kiosk and wayfinder. But ordering is ordering must integrate with the POS system. So from we are digital signage company, it's not a good for the ordering system, because main technology is not from digital signage but from the POS. So then that's why we are more focusing on interactive application with Wayfinder. So that Wayfinder software we developed already 7 years ago. That one also another Korean software agency. So we received $600,000 and developed year 2012 and 13. Then already 7 years ago. So now we have much experience, project experience. And then now we have cloud version. That is our main technology. And our Wayfinder software, 7 years ago, first government R&D project, $600,000. 2 years ago, another government R&D project, $700,000. Then we are keep upgrading, investing our own money and our own R&D resources, and 7 years, at least $500,000. So what I'm thinking, our Wayfinder value at least $200,000. So because of this, as I mentioned before this interview, NDS Solution is now on 5 projects on our hand, mostly in Korea. And autonomous mobile, the robot, and airport, or some touristic area, or some city hall building. Inside, they need some screen display or interactive kiosk. Then I think NDS Solution is one of the best company in the world.
So you spoke about all these examples. Can you talk about some of your previous clients and in what way have they used your products?
Okay, whenever we have a Wayfinder or some kiosk interactive application project, how we get a project less than 2 years. So we already use voice recognition, facial recognition technology, voice recognition, AI engine, to Korean, English, we develop by ourselves. But another multilingual, Arabic or some Indian, English or some Germany, then we are using Google API. So we already have that the kind of voice multilingual voice recognition project. We already have five times in Korea. We are also using Google facial recognition API. So whenever install some kiosk, we give some statistics. Depends on time, then depends on dates, and female and male. What time, how many people using this kiosk? We give this kind of statistics. So Wayfinder, the facial recognition, voice recognition is kind of a basic function we supply with kiosk. That's how when there is some project, then we can easily take the project.
So you spoke about Q Wayfinder software. Could you tell us more about it, and who are your clients for that? Who would need that?
Okay, why we need a Q Wayfinder. For example, some shopping mall, they need a Wayfinder. Then who develop Wayfinder? Mostly without a company, they don't have Wayfinder software. They have to develop software development done by software engineer. But the software engineer mostly expensive. But we have Wayfinder software. Then mostly 80% job done by graphic designer, Photoshop, Illustrator designer. Only some database connection, some maybe printer, accessory connection, API connection, those kind of things, 10%, 20% software. That's how we supply the Wayfinder software relatively cheaper than another competitor. That's the one of the reason we can easily take some project in Korea and Middle East.
Could you tell us a bit more about your R&D process, if there are any new things in the pipeline that you will launch soon?
Our R&D process is quite simple. Whenever we need some big things we have to develop, we are supplying some government R&D project. So I think the Wayfinder, first Wayfinder 600,000 and cloud version 700,000 US dollar is the big part. Everywhere we roughly around 100,000 US dollars, then we can get some R&D money from different part of Korean agency, design agency, software agency, and then something big parts. So for example, facial recognition, voice recognition, then we are asking government R&D money. Like this, we are keep adding to our software. And then now we have a cloud version. So that's why, so I think it's a very high time to promoting our software to globally.
You said Middle East was one of your focus areas. How do you plan to expand in the Middle East? Do you have partners there, suppliers? What are your plans?
Frankly, geographically, we have two policies. First one, selling only software. China is one of our target market. That's why we have many partners in hardware kiosk development, partners in Shenzhen and Shanghai, in Beijing. That's the one of my policy to sell my software to China market. And the Middle East, our target market is a GCC, Gulf Country Council. So we already have joined the Dubai GITEX already 12 years in a row. Even last week, we joined Dubai GITEX. So we already have many references in GCC area and Turkey, Istanbul area. So our software already supports Arabic language, Turkish language.
So could you tell us a bit more about your autonomous robot?
Nowadays, robot can be used in a very diverse way, but my target market is a hospitality robot. Hospitality robot means, our target market, as I mentioned, airports, hospital, hotel, shopping mall, museum. Then somebody visit those places. There is some information desk. Some visitor asking, where is toilet? Where is coffee shop? Where is restaurant? This kind of basic basic asking. We can call frequently asking questionnaire, FAQ. Roughly making FAQ 100, 200, 300. Then we can give multilingual service, Korean, Chinese, English, Arabic, Germany. Then like this FAQ 100, 200 multilingual service, and kiosk location fixed, but robot can be moving, autonomous mobile moving. So that is my target market. And then my target price for the robot, 100, 200 FAQ multilingual servicing, then my target market are around 100,000 US dollars. Then that means we have to hire 2 persons for the both language, dual or triple language. But for 1 year, that is same as 100,000 US dollars. But robot can working 24 hours, 2 or 3 years. And we can keep adding new function. They give more high quality service.
Could you tell us a bit more about your software? What are some of the features that come with it? Can you also, for example, modify it to retail? How does that work?
Basically, we give service for the category searching or some flower searching or name searching. And without touch screen for a while, automatically screen change to screensaver, then manager can be advertising some video image file. And based on this, as I mentioned, now because of Corona, they are worrying about touch. Then they speak, voice recognition. And we also give some camera and facial recognition statistics. But when you insert some kiosk or robot, you spending a lot of money, but you don't know how many people, when people mostly using this kiosk or robot. But we give this kind of statistics. And though maybe some airport or some shopping mall or hospital, some places robot, some place kiosk, some place a nearby elevator, inside, outside, some small screen, outside some LED. They have to control full screen at the same time on one central place. There is our QSign CMS content management software. So we have a QSign content management software. We have a QA finder inside the building, create them in interactive application. Also, we can supply different style, different design, customized kiosk for the customers' demands.
You spoke about COVID. How did COVID affect digital signage industry as a whole and your company in particular? What are some of the things that you came up with during this time?
At least for a year, 3 or 4 times we joined overseas exhibition. China Infocom, USA Digital Science Expo, or next year February in ISE Integration System Europe and Dubai Tech. Like this, at least or every year 3 or 4 times we join exhibition with our own product. Then, like this, we already going on rolling 10 years. That's why we are a small company, but we have a big network. So whenever I join that kind of a big exhibition, not only we are promoting our product, but also I can see how market is changing. So lucky, when this digital signage market started, Samsung or LG is one of our big company. They produce display, Samsung screen, LG screen. We are a Korean company. That's how I can easily get some main component, LCD panel, touch sensor, so making kiosk quite easy. And Korea is one of the country who easy to adapt to ICT technology.
What do you see as some of the future trends in this space?
I think voice recognition technology will be very, very used in a very diverse industry. And then also different types of touch screen, kiosk, mobile. One of a good example, in Korea, kiosk can be used in a very diverse way. Or airport, registering, boarding, and ticketing, banking, ATM machine, ordering, also restaurant, cafe. So hospital, even hospital, when we see a doctor going out, we put our ID number, then we can print out our prescription. So like this, when I register cinema, booking the ticket, go kiosk, put my ID number or booking reference number, then print out the cinema ticket. Like this, kiosk can be used in a very diverse way. So because of this reason, young people, easy to go access kiosk. Using kiosk, they can get their maybe ticket, whatever. What about seniors, elder people? That's why Korean government already started making some content, educating, starting seniors. NDS Solution also doing that kind of job. We develop 12 different industry touch application, educational content. Then in Seoul, another city, they give some training to elder people. How can they use a kiosk in hospital, cinema? This is one of big industry in Korea. I think that kind of trend, maybe Korea, Singapore, Hong Kong, Middle East, faster than Europe and United States. But once we have more reference and project experience, then maybe we can expand more.
Do you also have customer support feature in your software or hardware?
You know why I make that microsite? As I mentioned, we already developed 7 years of QA Finder. Whenever I join exhibition, a lot of overseas company interested in, they like it, but this is software. So they want to testing it. They want evaluating our software. But at that time, I don't have cloud version. Then when my partners testing, evaluating my software, I have to supply installation file, manual, measurement, technical support. It's very hard. We are not a big company, so that's why we make the microsite. Now it's easy. What is Wayfinder? Already created our video file, and then easy to my partner can download what is QSign, what is Wayfinder, what is our references, and then at last they like and they want to evaluate my software. Then I share just only 2 weeks, 1 week's ID and password. Then they can access. Then they can testing our software. In order to create Wayfinder content, they have to create the map, sharp lists. So we already, those kind of design resources, we already uploaded and manual. So they check the manual, following the video, checking the design resources. So like they can easy to testing how they create Wayfinder easily, after they make Wayfinder, how it works. So we already established that kind of testing website. That's the Wayfinder microsite.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
We are very, very competitive company. 90% with tech, digital science related project in Korea. So we already have over 30 project experience. We have a CMS software. We have a Wayfinder software. We can make kiosk by ourselves. So it's a very good time and chance to expand our market to overseas.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
감사합니다 and nice to meet you, Balak.
Thank you. Same here. Have a nice day. Bye.